EU Labor Commissioner Nicolas Schmit sees part of the British Brexit problems as a result of stricter rules for foreign workers. The British exit from the EU is a live example of how, as he said, idiotic it is to say that they are sending foreign workers home. He told this to the German press agency. Similar problems would also arise in the EU if labour mobility were curtailed. Construction sites, for example, would then have to be closed. In the UK, new strict Brexit immigration rules make it difficult to employ foreign skilled workers. Because the country lacks truck drivers, for example, supermarket shelves and petrol pumps have recently remained empty. Retail experts also warn of supply problems for toys and electrical appliances, for example. Truck drivers are also rare across Europe, but the effects are less noticeable in other countries. English media also reported on Thursday that London plans to issue up to 1,000 visas for foreign butchers. The EU Commissioner sees it as a problem in the EU that demagogues from the left and mainly from the right are trying to coordinate the issue for themselves. This would fuel fears that domestic jobs would be lost to cheap labor from other EU countries. In Schmidt's opinion, one recipe, on the other hand, is to prevent social dumping and to make working conditions fundamentally fair. In addition to truck drivers, the British are also missing butchers after Brexit, as I said. Thousands of pigs are at a risk of ending up in the garbage instead of on the plate. Now visas should help again. According to media reports, the government in London plans to issue up to 1,000 visas for foreign butchers in order to dissolve the enormous so-called pig congestion on British farms. The requirements for this should be made significantly easier, report Sky News and the Daily Mail newspaper. For example, the government could waive the requirement to have advanced knowledge of English. According to estimates by the National Pig Association, around 120,000 animals are threatened with culling. That means the animals being killed without them being allowed to be processed into food. Slaughterhouses cannot process the pigs due to a lack of butchers, and the farms do not have enough space to continue to house the animals. So far, 6,000 healthy pigs have been culled on farms, according to the association. If there is no solution, 10,000 animals per week would soon have to be killed on those farms. The British government is already fighting shortages with special visas for truck drivers and for the poultry industry. Because the country lacks around 100,000 truck drivers, according to the Road Haulage Association, supermarket shelves and, as I said, also petrol pumps have recently remained empty. The ports are also complaining about a container backlog due to the lack of drivers. Container ships have already been turned away at the most important port. At the beginning of the Christmas business, retail experts also warn of supply problems, for example with toys and electrical appliances. Truck drivers are rare across Europe. In Great Britain, however, the new strict Brexit immigration rules are making it more difficult for new skilled workers to move in. As expected by many experts, the movement of goods and services has become a major problem for the British after Brexit and has repeatedly caused tensions between the UK and the EU. There is currently a dispute about the Northern Ireland Protocol, which regulates that Northern Ireland remains part of the EU internal market even after Brexit and must therefore adhere to the EU customs rules. Both London and Brussels want to avoid border checks on the Irish island in order not to endanger peace between the two Irish states. In addition to the scope of the checks, the dispute also concerns whether the European Court of Justice continues to have jurisdiction in commercial disputes over the North. The British government is absolutely opposed to this, but the EU won't negotiate that one. And even if we're discussing quite harshly sometimes in the comments, I just heard it on breaking news in Germany and I don't know any details yet, but if it's true, I want still say my condolences to the family of Sir David Arness, who what I can hear from German television in this breaking news, was stabbed and killed by an assassin in a church in Essex. Assassinations are never a way of dealing with anything. So if everything I just heard that quickly, it's true. This is just despicable. We can fight over a lot. I'm in a lot of fights with Tories via comments and whatever. But this is not the way to deal with human beings. And this includes everyone. So, sorry that I have to end the video with that, but for me it was important to say this. I'll see you in my next video. Bis gleich.